Thank you very much for joining me. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields. On this Monday, I'm watching this. Here we are in the Caribbean, and you see it here. Look at this blob of rain, another tropical wave back behind that. We're going to see this southern storm track cranking up, lifting a little bit more to the north. A high chance of rain later this week. We're going to be looking at for that flood potential, which will be very significant in some spots as some of this rain starts to work in. So you see it for yourself there. Not a named system, not organized. Some of the tropical waves back behind it do show some hints that eventually down the road there could be some organization. Now, as I've been watching over here in the eastern Pacific flaring up, there was some heavy rain, flash flooding parts of Mexico yesterday. Thinking of you if you were dealing with that. Watching some of the rain parts of Nicaragua, Honduras, Panama, Colombia, seeing that. Scattered showers over toward the Bahamas. Now, as far as the rain is concerned, this new blob that is working in, not organized, but again, we're going to see one strong tropical wave after another. It's going to be this pattern, which means even in our northern zones all the way down to the south, we're going to see river and stream flooding, stream flooding in spots as we go forward all the way through the end of the week. So really midweek through the end of the week, that high threat of flooding. And I want to break that down. I'll break down the computer models ahead. Broader picture, again, as I mentioned, more tropical waves coming off the coast of Africa. This here, what is the leftovers now of, again, we've had a couple tropical storms out there. These are the leftovers of Cindy. The leftovers of Brett have worked just south of Jamaica, working into Central America now. Now, as expected, Cindy fell apart. Those, the wind shear, very gusty winds, knocking across the tops of it, knocking off the thunderstorms. So again, it lost its solid circulation. Now, I want to get back to that in a second because it may regenerate. Now, on the Pacific side, there's going to be at least one or two named systems as we go throughout the week out here. So monitoring that, most should kind of parallel the coast, but again, a flood potential anywhere from Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, and Mexico. Heavy tropical rain, those tropical downpours, you know about that. All right, let me get back to what is left of Cindy. Now, the Hurricane Center even seeing that it could regenerate. It may not become tropical in nature again, but at the least, there's going to be some heavy rain, parts of the Atlantic region of Canada, and even some of this rain could be enhanced over toward Maine into eastern New England and northern New England as we work into later this week, especially the end of the week. So again, it has weakened. It's no longer a tropical storm, but a lot of the models, you see that little uptick as we go out in time. These lines are the computer models. They show a little bit of strengthening, at least some organization down the road. Once it gets near Bermuda, it could spin up again as it lifts up to the north. So keeping this on track, this is generally what I showed you yesterday. My friends in Bermuda, whatever this system is, whatever's left of it, should generally be eased. So choppy, higher seas, again, not strengthening quickly. That's some good news overall for Bermuda. Even if it were to change direction a little bit and bring some rain in, again, not strengthening quickly. But as it lifts to the north, there should be some strengthening. How much? Still a question mark because the water is, of course, cooler up here. But again, some strengthening. So at least anywhere from Nova Scotia, even Newfoundland, as we work our way down the road, we could get some rain watching Maine. The track of this uncertain at this point, but the time frame looking Friday into Saturday. High seas, some gusty winds, and even if this doesn't become a true tropical storm again, tropical storm conditions possible for parts of eastern Canada. I'll be highlighting that throughout the week. All right, back into the heavy rain in the Caribbean today. Look at that. That's catching your eye right there. This here as well, heavy rain, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama, scattered showers, parts of Mexico, hit or miss showers, Cuba, Jamaica, Cayman Islands. Jamaica, we had some areas getting some rain yesterday. ABC Islands will get a better chance of rain gradually as the week goes on. Still not a washout, but again, the rain chance will trend up. So let me take you out in time here, and then I'll broaden out the picture for you. Look at this heavy rain lifting to the north. This is our Tuesday afternoon. Belize, a better chance of rain into Jamaica. Scattered storms, Dominican Republic and Haiti, but there it is. Anywhere from Antigua, Barbuda, south. That first blob working in. Rain chance higher. Suriname, Guyana, Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada, St. Vincent of the Grenadines, Guadeloupe, Guadeloupe, Dominica, Martinique. We'll see some areas of heavy rain, St. Lucia and Barbados. So again, you see it there, that rain that's off to the east moves in for tomorrow. Now again, the Virgin Islands, British and U.S., I'll get into that forecast specifically ahead, not as much, but by the time we get into late on Wednesday, still watching some rain Central America, but look how the rain is still around in spots. Eastern Caribbean even trying to feed up towards St. Kitts and Nevis, Montserrat, Saba, Statia, St. Martin, British and U.S. Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, better chance of rain, but you see it in the same spots, and that's why that flood threat is still going to be around and just increasing as that week goes on. And then we have another tropical wave back behind us. So again, busy week. I'll be tracking it all for you. Now, I want to break down the European model because it's doing a little bit better on timing. I know this map could be a little hard to see. This is Canada up here. This is Bermuda. This is what's left of Cindy. So again, as this works its way over time, by midweek, here's Bermuda. I'll just put my finger there because I know this is a little hard to see, and I'll stop the clock here. This is by the time we get into Wednesday, and you see the green here, Wednesday night. So again, starting to build up a little bit of moisture, trying to get a circulation. Again, it's not going to re-strengthen quickly. So Bermuda, aside from some choppier seas, chance of some rain, we'll keep an eye on that. Nothing super duper crazy. And then this will work to the north by Thursday and Friday. Once we get into Thursday and Friday, we could get some strengthening. Here's Maine, just keeping my hand on this to help you see it. And again, as you get over toward Nova Scotia, get near Halifax, spinning up and then working in by the time we get into Friday. So even if it's not a Cindy again, we're going to see some gustier winds, that higher chance of rain. And it could even try to inch its way a little bit more to the east. I'll keep an eye on St. John's, but Maine toward Nova Scotia, that better chance of rain late this week. Got you covered with that. Now I want to do a couple things here. Here's the wide picture. I want to get to the flooding in the Eastern Caribbean in a second. This is just through tomorrow. Parts of Central America, some spots could get 100 millimeters of rain. That's not widespread, but that's exactly what caused the flooding in parts of Mexico yesterday. You get 100 millimeters of rain. I think it's a millimeter. 100 millimeters of rain, which would be 4 inches of rain. That is really that threshold that will cause some of that flooding. So watching that. And then as we work our way here, look at that heavy rain, higher totals again over the water, but that's going to push in. So let me go out in time now. Let me switch this map, and I want to get into the Eastern Caribbean and show you a 4-day rain total. So again, this is over time. Now, a lot of spots getting 100 millimeters. But with that said, over a period of time, that's better than getting it all at once very quickly. But we're going to see a good amount of rain moving in. Guyana, Trinidad and Tobago, all the way through Grenada, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Lucia, Barbados, Martinique, Dominica, Guadeloupe. We could see that. We are going to have that flood threat. We will see some river stream flooding and some of the street flooding, the roads getting flooded in some spots as we work our way. This is again all the way through Thursday, and even a better chance of rain near the British, U.S. Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico. Scattered showers and storms could give us 50 millimeters to 100 millimeters of rain, Haiti and the Dominican Republic, and we'll see some scattered showers in Jamaica. Jamaica, I'm going to keep an eye on this moisture that is just off to the west. So let me break down these forecasts for you. It's going to be very fluid. I'm going to have to tweak things as we go throughout the week because it is so active. Again, a little shift in where the rain goes by a few kilometers, few miles, that is going to make a big difference what happens near you. So I'll be fine-tuning it as we go throughout the week. Jamaica, by the middle of the week, increasing 50-60%. Not a washout. Most of it's still off to the west, but again, rain chance going up. And as I show you these forecasts, know as we go out in time, the rain chance just goes up. Belize, a 60% chance tomorrow, a 70% chance by Wednesday. Aruba, no, it's not high, but by Wednesday, a 30% chance. And we'll see later this week how these tropical waves progress across the Caribbean. A high 70-80% chance in Guyana. Guyana, that flood threat with us. As we work our way into Trinidad and Tobago, the flood threat increases tomorrow, more so Wednesday into Thursday. We'll get that 70% chance of rain tomorrow and Wednesday. St. Lucia, tomorrow and Wednesday, a 60% chance of wet weather. You see that trend again as I show you these forecasts. Dominica, 50-60% chance by Wednesday. I showed you the computer model showing that rain that is working in. And I always show you the computer models that I think have the best handle on the current weather situation. So I'm looking at everything. I look at it all. St. Martin, Saba, Statia, again, rain chance creeping up. By Wednesday, a 40% chance of rain. Same thing over the British U.S. Virgin Islands, 20% chance today, 30% chance tomorrow, 50% chance by the time we get into Wednesday. That would be very welcome. Puerto Rico, by Wednesday, up to a 60% chance of getting that wet weather moving in. So tons going on. Watching the possibility of flooding parts of Central America, Eastern Caribbean. We have that blob moving in and more tropical waves back behind it, plus watching Cindy. Now, this season has been so active. There have been 4 systems. There was an unnamed system in January. And then we had Arlene, Brett, and Cindy. Cindy still could, again, spin up again. So 4 systems, an average season. There are 14 named storms. We are way above average as far as the activity goes. But fortunately, no named systems out there right now. But again, watching what's left over of Cindy and watching these strong tropical waves. So again, the areas of flooding this week, can't stress that enough. It is that time of year where quickly the water can rise. I'll be watching that. Watching for development out of these tropical waves. That first blob moving toward Trinidad and Tobago won't develop, but a couple waves behind it have the potential of some development. Watching that throughout the week. Watching Cindy up toward Canada by the end of the week. Again, it could spin up again at the least. Tropical storm conditions are possible by Friday in Nova Scotia. And I was looking at very long-term stuff. It looks like there'll be a surge of moisture later in July. July looks to be very active. The next name on the list, the next name storm, is Don. So plenty going on. I did my best to cover it for you. If you have any questions, comments, leave them in the comments section. Put them out there. I'll try to get to those throughout the day. Have a good rest of your day.